Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the show. Rise Up Show with me, your host, the Queen Bee, Dani. How are you feeling? As we chat this morning to the devilishly handsome, the fabulously wonderful, the incredibly knowledgeable Mr. Fidel Hill, the modern man. Good morning. Jodie Salt, good morning. Fabna Reddy, good morning. Elise Woodbine, good morning. The devilishly handsome Ian Dixon, good morning, sir.
Shut up, for f***'s sake. Jesus.
The fantastic Lizzie Jackson Barrett, good morning. Josephine Sandra, everybody, good morning. Good morning, you lovely lot. How are you? Welcome to the show, Rise Up Show. It is Thursday. Welcome to Thursday. Give me just a second. I've been putting my makeup on, haven't I? I told you I found my incredible brow product on Monday when I was feeling a bit better after feeling really poorly on Monday. And now I'm obsessed. I can't help myself. Oh, I love it. I'm made up with my little self and my eyebrows. Oh, I'm feeling on fleek this morning, you lot. How are you doing? Come on in. Come and get a snuggle. It's April Fool's Day. It's April Fool's Day. And I ain't got a fool for you this morning. There are no fools in this house. There are no fools on this show. There are no fools in this audience. I just want to celebrate you today. Although I will tell you about the cheeky April Fools that my sister played on my niece this morning. She was a naughty sausage. So good morning. Who's first past the post this morning? We've got Pixie Knowles in the house. Good morning. We've got Rachie Bell. How can I possibly pass up the opportunity to watch you two incredible women? We've got JoJo Smith from Creative Sass as a guest this morning on the show. Normally, she's taking the helm when I'm unable to host. She's one of my incredible co-hosts and standing hosts for the show at Rise Up Show. But we're going to be asking her the questions this morning. She's going to be telling her story this morning, which I'm really excited about. Sherry Kennedy, good morning, my angel. Hello, Nina Spencer in house. Hello, everybody. Becky, good morning. We're dancing the Waka Waka. Emily's off school. I can't hear you. I love it. Can you just tell me, my angels, in the comments that you can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? I don't know why I'm having some ish with my microphone as a very posh Nigella Lawson, I think would call it. Did anybody catch that? I think it was before Christmas. Nigella Lawson was popping some things in the microwave. But I'm speaking into my microphone this morning, and it doesn't seem to be working as well as what it could do. But still, it's your music blasting. Oh, thank goodness you can hear me fine. Perfect. I'm going to keep this here and talk to you like this today. Perfect. Good morning, everybody. So it's April Fool's Day. I am honestly I've got no joke for you at all. But this morning, do any of you that are parents or that have kids in their life, do you know what I mean when I say the word Roblox? Have you heard of Roblox? It's a game. It's a game that particularly sort of 5 to 13-year-olds are obsessed with. I will now refer to a microphone that way now. I love this. I'm a splash of happiness. I feel like a splash of happiness this morning. I love it. So yeah, Roblox. I'm going to show you. Can I show you on my phone? Let me see if I can find it real quick for you. My sister. She's dead naughty, is my sister. She posted this morning. The UK government bans Roblox, and she showed it to my niece Elsie, who within 30 seconds absolutely lost her beans. And she had to tell she couldn't hold out and wait till 12 o'clock to tell her that it was a joke, because she made her daughter cry with her April Fool this morning. So naughty gobbets this morning. She made my little ginger noodle headed niece cry. How very dare she? So Elsie, we love you very much. Roblox is okay. It's back on. It wasn't off in the first place. Your mum's very naughty. So I want to know, we're just heading on into Easter weekend, and I I'm quite the fan of Easter. Ordinarily, before, like, sort of pre-lockdown, all of the holidays, so the big holidays of the year, Christmas, Easter, the whole of the summer, all of the big holidays will be taken up by singing. So I was always at people's events, but I was in a facilitative mode. I was never in enjoyment mode. Or I'd get like a bit of time off and then I'd have to shoot off to a gig. So I couldn't enjoy pastimes in all their entirety. This weekend, I get to enjoy with my family in the new house. I don't know if I told you or not, but we got a new house. In the new house Easter. So we're gonna do like an egg hunt and all of that sort of stuff for the girls, which I'm really, really excited about. But I want to know, do you lot have any Easter traditions that are a little bit left field? That's what I would love to know this morning. I want you to tell me in the comments. Have you got any Easter traditions that are a little bit left field? So here in Preston, what we have every year, there's this beautiful Victorian park called the Avon Park. It's in the city centre. Right, so in the city centre, you've got to kind of just go back towards the end of town. This beautiful, beautiful park called Avon Park, Avon and Miller Park. These two parks together, and it's on the River Ribble. It's beautiful, and on Avon Park there is this hill, a really steep hill that forms, like, it makes the park into a big basin. Right, so there's a big hill and there's big expanse, like acres of land, and this big hill. And ever since Victorian times, on Easter Monday, people of Preston would make their way to Avon Park and do egg rolling. They would go and take their Easter eggs, and they would, they'd have their Easter bonnet parade, and they would promenade and do all these things, and they would throw or roll their Easter eggs. They throw them now. They put them in carrier bags now so that the chocolate don't go extra, like, all over the place. They would roll their eggs down the hill. I don't really know to what end. For us, I thought it was like to smash your eggs. Now, because we're in the northwest of England, it would mean that most years, because of inclement weather, the egg rolling could get rained off. And on the years that it got rained off, we would roll instead our eggs down the stairs. So when it comes to Easter, we have our chocolate eggs. I'm really excited to do this in the new house, by the way. We have this countdown. It's like, is it time to roll our eggs down the stairs? So Easter Sunday, we'll get up in the morning, we'll have a brew, have a cooked breakfast, a bake a butty, whatever it is that we're having, and then it's time to roll the eggs. And it is as simple as we take our chocolate eggs, we go to the top of the stairs, we go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we roll our eggs down the stairs in order to smash our eggs. That's what we do. Does anybody else do anything a little bit daft and a little bit left field on Easter? I didn't think it was just us, but the more I ask people about this, the more I realize not everybody rolls their eggs down the stairs. Please do tell me if that is the case. Please tell me I'm not on my own out there. Does anybody else roll their eggs down the stairs instead of down hills on Easter? It sounds amazing. I might try that. So that's somebody else who hasn't done it. But yeah, there was another I think it was Bex Jeffrey, actually, from yesterday, who was on the show yesterday from Juggleware, whose Easter tradition is, I need to buy myself an egg first, though. That's permission. You need to go and buy yourself an egg before they all sell out tomorrow. Whose Easter tradition is to make their hot cross buns cross. So so every year she puts her hot cross buns on the table, and she's like, here you go. We can make your buns hot, but we can't make them cross. And they've got to shout at the buns to make them cross. They're like, look at you bun with your stupid raisins. And then they go and toast the buns. So anyway, funny Easter traditions. That's what I'm looking for from you lot this morning. Sorry, you're totally on your own. Oh God, never heard anything like it. I think I've ate my weight in Easter eggs already. Our eggs go straight in our tummies. We sometimes have Halloween parties at Easter. Okay, Amy, maybe I could get amongst that. I love Halloween as well. So yeah, Easter traditions. Please tell me what yours are in the comments. Do you make your hot cross buns cross before you make them hot? Do you roll your eggs down the stairs? What other things do you do? And that is enough of that this morning. I'm going to be welcoming one of my favorite human beings and one of the dearest friends of the show here on the show at Rise Up Show. In fact, she was one of our very, very first guests a year ago when we started. And what has been beautiful about this particular guest is her trajectory over the last 12 months has been a joy to behold and an honor to be a part of. And we're going to be talking about that this morning. The very glorious JoJo Smith from Creative Sass is here. She's my friend, she's yours. Get on in here. Yeah. Good morning.
If anybody has seen my Instagram this morning, I've had a bit of an accident.
Has anybody seen JoJo's she went to have some, not Botox, some lip fillers yesterday and posted up on Instagram. Are you going to do the whole show like this? She posted up on Instagram. I want to see if I can find it. She had some lip fillers yesterday in readiness for for being inspired. She's like, oh, well, I'm gonna get some lip fillers done. Oh my goodness me. Joe, is this?
Are you ready for it?
Oh my goodness me. Have you seen this, Sheila?
You have to find that app. It's amazing.
Oh my goodness me. I'm not seeing my mum today, so I might find the app. It's one of the things that she says, oh, don't mess with your face. She hates the fact that I'm covered in tattoos. She's like, Dani, you've got a beautiful face. Don't mess with your face. Please don't. I promised her I would never get a tattoo or a piercing on my face. But like, maybe I should. She didn't watch the show, so it's fine.
I've got to thank Sam Barefoot, because I was having a bit of a rough. I mean, it's been a bit of a rough month. March has been a tough one, but in a good way. I'm grateful. But I was in a bit of a scroll hole, procrastinating, and I saw Sam Barefoot's post, and it's brilliant. All of you go and find it. It's on Instagram, and it's called Pillow Face, and it's a filter. And literally, I've probably done about 12 videos, because I'm going to send them to the kids this morning, going, look, mum's growing old disgracefully. I've had some lip plumping done.
I don't know what I would look like. I kind of feel like, because
you will when you do this.
Here's the thing. I don't know how you all feel about, aesthetic enhancements, I guess. And augmentations, and I'm all for if it's your thing, I'm all for it. Like, go for it. I reckon probably another 6 or 7 years, and I'll have a think about Botox. I don't feel like I need to at the minute, because fat don't crack, because I'm quite looking like that.
You don't get wrinkles on a balloon, is what I say. That's because everybody goes, you've got great skin, Joe, and I'm like, you don't get wrinkles on a balloon.
That's right.
But do you know what I've got as well, Dan? I don't even know what it's called. Somebody will have to do it. Somebody told me about it. And it's got like little spikes. I mean, this sounds like torture, but you roll it over. I think, is it a derm or something? I don't know.
Yeah, is it like the vampire facials where it goes like
it's needles on a little roller, on a tiny little roller. And because I do a fair bit of smiling, me, right? I always get that line there,
in
right?
the middle.
And yeah, really deep. And a lot of my friends have had Botox, but I roller it with that thing every now and again. Do you know what? I did a bit last night, gone. So that's my top tip.
I'm a bit scared, like multiple perforations to the face. Like, it makes me feel a bit.
Well, they say if you traumatise the skin, I mean, that's probably not the best thing to do, but it's a little bit of trauma to the skin. So what it does, it really brings in the stuff, whatever the stuff is.
It re-brings it. This is your scientific show this morning. We're re-bringing in the stuff via dermabrasion.
It works, so I'm not going to argue with it, and it means I'm not putting something in my. You know what? I don't condemn or condone. It's just not for me, and I don't want to put anything in. Ask me to get that again in another 10 years. I may have changed my mind.
And let's stay open to these things, you know. Like,
I am.
I'm here for. We had the conversation last year. Actually, growing out the greys in my hair has been a process. over the past 12 months. And so that I'm trying to stick out, but I get bored dead easy. So I'm like, I'm kind of getting bored of the grey now. I always get to the spring and the summer, I'm like, I want to go red again.
I'm getting bored of my 80s hairdo because I've had this all the way through lockdown. I went back to the 80s with my quiff because it was just better for my roots and you couldn't see them. But you know what? It's treated me differently in different ways. Some good, some my 80s hairdo. But you know what? I'm owning it. I'm crowning it.
You absolutely are. And thank you for coming on to the show this morning.
I'm so excited.
Thank you for being one of my right-hand women when it comes to taking the helm of the show when I'm unable to, when I've got appointments on, or when I'm ill, like I was on Monday. We had the glorious Louisa Herridge came and steered the ship for me. It's really incredible for me as a host to have a number of safe hands to come and make guests feel so welcome. But I'm made up that you're my guest this morning.
Can't lie, so am I.
It's been a year. It's been actually a year. So we've been a year in lockdown. So that must mean it's a year since I made the decision that I was going to start putting my makeup on in the morning and going to work and doing that live in the hive. And now eventually here we are. And we have, hundreds and sometimes thousands of viewers every week. You were here right at the very beginning. And it was really interesting. It is really interesting kind of looking back at where you were then and where you are now. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Wow, I just remember it's you better make yourselves comfortable because once upon a time this is where this begins. The journey, Dan, has just been huge. I started, like you say, it was a year ago and I was in my rollers on this show, and I remember, and literally I can't believe it's only been a year because so much has happened. Yeah, it does seem a long time in some aspects, but the journey's been massive. I started my business in November, so before I even I discovered you the day after I started my business. Then obviously our relationship, you just changed everything for me. I'm fangirling all over, and I always talk about you because I will always pay it back, because if it wasn't for you, I don't think I would have quite showed up the way I did. So for me, it's all about the show up. If you show up, you wise up, you rise up, because this year, definitely, I've risen up. I'm still not where I want to be, probably. There's still more of the journey left.
12 months.
I know. I feel like I'm up on the Oscars stage, but I can't. The journey has been it's been a roller coaster, to be perfectly honest with you. It's gone. My business has massively evolved. My client base has massively evolved. My visibility has really evolved. My brand alone has really, really evolved. The whole thing has just grown. That's been from several different aspects. And I don't feel like I'm being very clear, but there's just so much. It's almost like I need you to be a bit more specific in the question, because I'm like, I don't know which bit to tell you about mostly.
Start about it's interesting, isn't it? So for those people that don't know, and for the most part, our community do know who you are, because you're such an integral part of the IATQB community and the wider community. But just tell us what it is that you do. Let's start there, and then we'll
let's start there. Okay, so I am the business development and branding fairy godmother, and I always give a little swish to that. So because I believe that I have created my dreams into reality, my wishes into reality. So therefore, what I felt I was just compelled to do is help my former self and help the other people create their wishes into reality through their business. So I help new and existing business owners with their branding and their business development. The two go hand in hand. However, along that journey, obviously, I've always bought the sass. So Sassy stands for lively, bold, full of spirit, and a little bit cheeky, which has been me throughout my life, and what I believe made me successful in my previous 20-odd business development years. But fairy godmothers don't age, so I'm owning that. So especially when you've got one of them rollers. Anyway, so what happened So where did I get to then? I've lost my train of thought now.
You were saying about being creative sass and what sass.
Oh yeah,
you know,
I'm bringing the sass.
Sass stands for. Yeah, absolutely.
So creative sass started off as creative signs and services because it was all about creating visuals and things to help your business development, to help you stand out. Like when we did the boomerang boards, and we've got some bits. Oh, Dani's got it. Here's what I made earlier.
So this was a present that you bought. I can't. Let me stand back a bit. This was a present that you bought for me. At Be Inspired last year when we were at Be Inspired. You came as a guest, and you was like, Dani, I've bought you something. I've bought you boomerang board, and it features on the ad for the show. It features on, you know, you can see everyone holding it, and everyone's like creating like some really cool content, like holding it. And it was that sort of stuff like signage and these things that really can make you stand out. Like if I think we've used creative sass for, oh, it's not there. Oh, where's my but you the map you from drawing the ship map, the two triangles right at the very beginning of the show, Rise Up Show, to the shit weather map that we've got now, but it's not shit, it's brilliant.
It's all creative kind of ideas. It's creative ideas for your business development to help you stand out within your branding. So that's where I started. Creative signs and services is where it was at, and we'd bring the sassiness, you know, whether that was creative ideas, creative consultancy, because a lot of people don't think they've got creativity. They absolutely have. It's within them. They just don't really. It's almost like the Dorothy quote, what I use within the branding. You've always had the power. You just have to figure out how to use it. So sometimes it's about pulling that through. But it was always for me about connecting it with the actual person so that it was aligned and authentic. So that's where it started. Then I started on my own journey, obviously, and my branding, well, we know, a lot of people know that story. I nearly got it completely wrong. And I won't go into too much about that, because if you've got a ticket to Be Inspired, you really get the full story, and you get to meet Jeff. That's all I'm going to say to you, is you get to meet Jeff, right? And Jeff was a big part of my beginning journey, but Jeff's no longer around. We got rid of him.
Right.
So you'll have to get a Be Inspired ticket.
You've got to get a Be Inspired ticket to find out more.
To know more about Jeff. But anyway, so I went on this journey of my own branding and figuring out really that I'd always hidden myself. I'd always dulled myself down. I'd always been apologetic for being too positive, too lively, too bold, too spirited. And I would always dull it down because people used to go, oh, you're so positive. And so I'd dull it down a little bit.
I think there are worse things in the world to be. I would rather be too positive than hyper cynical and hyper sad and all of those sorts of things. I would rather be erring on the edge of optimism in all given circumstances.
Dan, I lead with the motto of sassy, not sorry now. I am 100% not sorry about it, but you helped me discover that. You kind of put me on the right track, because I really thought I'd got to be something else. Yeah. That stems a lot to my childhood and how my backstory really of being fostered and, you know, going through the care system, being in a children's home, stuff like that, and probably adapting to fit into different situations. And it helped me throughout my sales career, I can't lie, in some aspects, because you become a social chameleon in some aspects, and you can fit into different situations. It was never fake. I just adapted to fit those different situations, but never was wholeheartedly myself, because I didn't feel like that was right. Obviously, when we spoke and it was about my branding and stuff like that, and we had that first conversation, and you were like, why are you being something that, you know, why are you being the sensible side in that? Because I felt I've got to be the corporate business person now as a CEO, that I was like, and you went, you gave me permission, Dan. And this is a lot about what I speak about now, because my journey was massively changed by that, about having the permission just to be myself. And everybody like has got so much within them that once you step out and you actually truly crown yourself, that's where you get your courage and your confidence and your self-belief. And that for me is SASS. It's self-awareness strategy. That's where I am now.
the amazing thing is that when I look at your business then and I look at your business now and all the things that you've achieved in the last 12 months. So, of course, you're going to be speaking on the Be Inspired stage, which I'm really excited about. It's almost, it feels like it's like a real flag in the floor moment for you.
Massive.
And all of the work that you've done in the last 12 months, but you've secured some really high profile contracts. You've gone on to do incredible, phenomenal collaborations. I see the people in our circle, in our community who you work with, whose branding that you work with. I just think you really do embody. And this is where, for those of you watching, when you really do step into and own who it is that you are, what it is that you're about, who it is that you serve, why you serve them, all of these things, when you start to eat, live, breathe, all of that, and you are an embodiment of your brand, then that's when you start to become magnetic. That's when people can't help themselves but want to know more. And when they want to know more, and to know you is to love you. So then when they want to know more and they find out more, they realize that all of this aside, we see JoJo is bubbly,
Pink.
bright, she's effervescent, she's glittery, she's pink, she's an astute businesswoman. She is incredibly creative, she's highly intelligent, and all of these things as well. And I think that what you get so right is actually that when you get on the phone, I've spoke to people who've had conversations with you, like they get on the phone, they go, whoa, I didn't realize that I was capable of creating something like this. And Joe, it's like she's got a magic wand, and for whatever reason, when you have a conversation with you, suddenly you can start to see the fog clearing and really start to get to grips with what your potential is. And I think that's what a beautiful part of the magic that you bring.
It's discovering and developing the USP, which is the unique superpower, which then turns into their unique selling point. Because once you absolutely own, there's no competition in this world. Collaboration over competition all day long for me. There is no competition because there's only one you in this world. So if you fully own and you fully step into that, you will magnetize and you will attract your ideal client, and you will attract the people that will make you want to jump and get out of bed in the morning to work with. And you're not trying to be something you're not. So you're not trying to remember something. You're just being you. And put that in your business. That is when the magic really starts to happen. But a lot of people are very scared about that. And a lot of people don't have the self-belief within them. They don't have the courage, the confidence. It's those three. It's the courage, the confidence, self-belief. Start your foundation of your business with that, which I've always been a motivator, Dan. I'm one of those people that I'm going to be, you've probably heard this a million times, but that tightrope analogy of you're on the tightrope, and you're deciding whether you're going to have the courage to take those steps forward to do something that's a little bit scary. Family and your nearest and dearest will be at the bottom going, that's lovely. Yep, okay. But after a bit, they'll go, come down now because I want you safe. That's safe. Yeah, come down now. I'm the person at the other end of that tightrope, very much like you, going, come on, it's bloody brilliant over here. Just take that. You can do it. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it takes some work. Yes, it takes practice. Yes, you've got to, really be consistent. But you know what? You're going to get across that rope. And when you do, the fucking feeling, excuse my F's, it's very early, but that feeling is so awesome. It's almost like a game of tag. You want to say tag, come on, you're it, you can get across.
Up you get now. Yeah, and it is definitely that when you start to surround yourself with incredible people. So tell us about your journey to be inspired.
Okay, so you mentioned I went to Be Inspired. I did, and I'm going to say you did. It was... I was very blessed to have been gifted a ticket. There was a bit of reasoning behind it, but I was gifted a ticket, and I'll be forever grateful for that. Forever, ever, 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 ever. And I went, and it absolutely did what it says on the tin. It bloody inspired me, right? But it didn't just inspire me that I walked away and went, I'm inspired. That's lovely. I feel
inspired now.
I feel inspired now. Thanks for that. In my pocket. Job done. Right. Inspired me to take frigging action, and I'm very passionate about that.
About it this morning.
Fee, fi, fo, fum, action, right? Because Dan, I walked away from that watching these women that had done these incredible things, and the people that were there were the likes of Jo Swan, Nikki Collins,
Phoenix,
her story. Oh my goodness. Natasha Hamilton. Yeah. It was an absolute powerhouse of a real mix. Oh, Diane Ivory. Who makes blood splatter sexy. So, it was just like I was hooked. I cried, I laughed. I didn't know a single person there, not a single person. So it was, you know, I've always been able to put myself in new situations, but it was out of my comfort zone. Yeah. And I sat on the table with Jenna Rigby.
Godfit Studios.
Yeah, look at Jenna now.
Flying Jenna.
Yeah, and it was just brilliant. I walked away and I remember saying to you as I left, I'm going to be on that stage next year. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to be on that stage next year because I want to do for somebody else what they have done for me today. And I'll probably get quite emotional about this because, Dan, I feel like if This Is Your Life was here now, this would be the perfect person for him to walk through the door with the red book, because I do want to say that if you gave me the opportunity to show up, and I did show up, and through that I wised up, and I know I keep saying it, but it is what it is, and I can't give you any more kudos for that, because if you show up, people, regardless, Dan, whether you're their mentor or, you know, whether they find somebody else, the message is show up, you will wise up and you will rise up. You just have to be consistent in it and, you know, put yourself out there. You mentioned earlier about me having some amazing contracts. There's one contract that you know and a couple of like real close to me because I can't actually say who it is.
Can't talk about it.
It's
that high profile.
That big. Let's just say we wouldn't have got through lockdown without them.
Right.
I got this corporate contract and different things. And this, I think it was not last month or the month before, I remember messaging you. I'd already done work with them consistently, done some work, done some bits, creative consultancy. And I developed I created a staff recognition badge for an initiative scheme. And we're talking a lot of badges, and I designed them. I put designs out there. For them. Yeah, they went from an idea in my head to an actual tangible badge that now goes out for a recognition scheme. And last month they came back and gave me creative license to do more. And literally, this is like a global brand. Yeah. I'm sat here in my little office with my glittery backdrop, being Jo in the pink hoodie. You know, we've had, I think it's been 10 brands that we've launched. With my creative collaborator, my bestie Rosie Wood, who I'm not going to not mention because
Rosie Wood.
We create something. You know, she's got her own stuff that she does. I've got my own stuff that we do, but together we create something absolutely magical as well. And we've done 10 businesses, 10 brands. 8 of those are new businesses within lockdown.
Yeah. And they've created them, these new business. We were talking to Bex Jeffrey yesterday about, the brands that have been created, the businesses that have been created during lockdown. It's been amazing to see what's been popping up. And it's been amazing to see what's been happening in this community. You've been very much at the heart of that as well. It's interesting that you say actually that the people that were sat, and this is only like, I've only just thought about this whilst you said that. If I look at who was in the audience, not who was on the stage, but who was in the audience to be inspired this time last year and where they are now, I think it's phenomenal. So we've had members of the audience that have gone on to become speakers on the stage and work with me through masterminds. For yourself, Chrissy Wright, for example,
Nikki
Sproston, yeah, absolutely. But then if I look at the likes of the phenomenal Sarah Stone, who was in the audience. I
didn't even know she was there. I'm gutted.
The work that she yours is absolutely phenomenal. If I look at so many members of the audience that were there at Be Inspired, it was a pivotal moment for a lot of people. It was. And that is the power of Be Inspired, is that not just for the people who are on the stage, not just for the people who may make the decision off the back of seeing it, go, oh, I want a bit of that, but for those people who are wanting their cup filling up with the motivation, with the light, light in
Yeah.
the touch paper, who want to really move forward with their lives and their businesses, because the two are intertwined inextricably.
Yeah.
The decisions that many of those people in that room made that day went on to propel them in ways that I even can't comprehend. And it takes me sometimes a little bit to go, oh, wow.
You
It's
need to.
no, it's
I've got
no,
an idea.
go
I've
on.
got an idea. I think you should have all our names tattooed on you. In pink.
I mean, I'm a big girl, but there's a lot of you.
There is. But it's massive when I look, and I think that's what also inspired me then to go ahead, because I saw the rise as well of the other ones that were there and what they were doing. And I know, like, we've got it's the two cohorts, because obviously the last one couldn't take place.
Yeah.
I know that those on the first cohort, I can see they're even further forward, even though they haven't had a chance they've done the training, but through that training, and this isn't a sell I'm not doing that.
I'm here for if you all want to do it, come and see
No,
me.
it is. What I'm saying is, I'm not doing that outwardly. I cannot tell you this enough. I'm a real person. It's happened to me.
I haven't paid her a penny for it to say any of this.
I've seen it happen, and this is why I am such an advocate for it, because I feel that people, you know me, I call it the creative sass nav. People need direction, people need encouragement, people need motivation, but people need to see the proof. They need to see that this can happen, that you are capable. I am, as a fairy godmother, I'm the person that's going to hold your hand and say, you can absolutely do this, because that's what I needed. I'm giving you permission. I'm granting you permission. You can actually do this. And sometimes that's all you need, and the rest will come. And so long as you're around those people that are doing the same thing. A lot of my family don't get it. I'm a fairy godmother at work. What the hell? How am I doing that? But I'm just being me. But I'm believing in myself. I'm surrounding myself. It's consistency, it's community, and it's commitment. It's so important, and this is important for your business. But where Be Inspired is definitely about your self-awareness and your self-development. If you even have an inkling of wanting to have a business, self-development goes with business development. The two, if you don't develop yourself, your business won't develop. And you doing this show, I showed up, and I'm not giving myself a pat on the back for that. I'm just telling you what I did. Showed up every morning, and I learned so much from all the people that you had on this show, because when you first need to start a business, or you first decide to take that step, you either have to invest money or time. It's one or the other. And if you've got a fair bit of money, you'll get it done a lot quicker. But if you haven't got the money, then you have to invest the time, and it takes a little bit longer. So I'm super passionate about this. I'm super passionate about motivation and inspiration, but I'm super passionate about taking action to actually move it forward. It's Dan, if I hadn't have done the course with you, what that showed me as well, that I've got no qualifications, got some GCSEs, and I'm a qualified patissiere. For those that didn't know, there's a Sassy
She
fact.
is a qualified patissiere.
And I worked in France for a little while, but this used to hold me back massively, but I am well aware of that was one of my things holding me back, that I didn't have the qualifications. And I'd worked with sort of 3 or 4 companies that weren't big on training, and I taught myself everything I know. I'm self-taught. It's my personality and sort of my tenacity, I suppose, to actually.
I was going to say tenacity.
Or tenacity, I don't know. But you can do it even if you haven't got all of those things. I did the course. I've we're still, obviously we're coming towards the end of it now, but working with you showed me that I could deliver a workshop on self-awareness, because I could just show people what I had done and teach people what I had done. I also, I'm very intentional. And I set down that I wanted to deliver my first crowning you workshop. And I delivered that I don't even know what month I'm in now, to be honest with you.
We're saying it's been March for a year, so sometime in March.
Yeah, sometime in March. No, it was January I launched it. And I launched FabUSAS, which was FabU SAS, right? Or FabUSAS, however you wanted to say it. And this was all about really getting your courage, your confidence and your self-belief up to another level.
Yeah.
I delivered that. It was only a small group. It was 7 people on the group, because I wanted it quite intimate, and I really wanted to work with them. It was all about breaking 21 days to break a habit. We did affirmations, we did deliberate thinking. I showed them my wish wheel, which is something, again, that if be inspired, you'll get.
It's something to be inspired, get amongst the wish wheel.
And everything. And do you know what? The results, I do this when it's a big thing.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, on my cheeks, don't quite believe it.
No, the results were just massive. We did a survey afterwards, and I'm going to share these statistics with you. So, and I know it's only 7 people, but this for me was huge. Yeah. So people came in at around about a 5.8 self-belief out of 10. And one of those people thought they were a 10 at the beginning, so that's why they put it. They thought they'd still got a fair bit, because I had a real mixture of people on there. They left with an 8.7 of self-belief out of 10, so there was a definite improvement. How courageous did they feel at the end of it? 9.2 out of 10. How confident? 8.2. Now, this was the first course. The next one, which I'm going to do in July, we've got some great bonuses. But to see all these people now, they've all took steps forward. They're all doing things. They're all moving. I'm just like,
it's amazing. when you allow yourself to become the leader. If I think about your roles prior to me and you meeting, and you were BDM, you were sales, you were, all of these things. What you're doing now is you're leading. You're not just selling anymore. You're not just developing somebody's business anymore. You are leading. You're leading your community, and you're gathering your community. And I remember saying to you, and I know some of you will feel this about our JoJo, I remember saying to you, you was like, when you met me, you was like, oh my God, I'm meeting Dani Wallace. And I'm like, you really need to realize that you are only just meeting Dani Wallace. That's what
I'm still like it.
Oh, you're my friend.
I know, but I still get so excited. It's Dani Wallace.
Stop.
And the thing is, all of Streatley, where I live, know who Dani Wallace is, because I'm just like, Dani Wallace.
Oh God. But I remember saying to you, and you will start to experience this if you haven't already. It's in the post. It's already happening, because I can see it. Is that people will? It's a funny little bubble we have in this internet space. That you will be. Oh my God! It's JoJo Smith from Creative Sass. And I remember you going, no, it'll never be me. But I can see it now. I can hear people talk. Oh, you mean JoJo Smith from Creative Sass? Yeah, JoJo Smith. Oh, you know JoJo Smith. Oh, yeah, JoJo Smith. And you become the word on people's lips. Here's the kicker from doing things like be heard and be inspired, is that you are the person that people start to talk about when you do all the things, when you show up, when you take all that kind of action. And, God, we could talk all day on all the things that we could possibly talk about. We need our own bloody show.
I'm here for that.
Who's that? Exactly. Who's that? JoJo. Never heard of that, Dani Wallace.
Who's the Facebook user that's coming in anonymous? They're not. Come on, show yourself.
We thought it was JoJo's show. We didn't know.
Dani, you wrote some. I bought your micro book at Be Inspired, right? Yeah. And you wrote something to me, right? And I don't know if you can see it. This is the start of huge things for you, right?
My writing is horrific.
No, your writing's gorgeous. I love it.
Well, it's
right?
about like a child.
And I remember walking away from that and thinking, you know what? Yeah, it is. And it massively, massively has been, it's just like, I've had the launch of my, the business, I had the business birthday, I've got my website, I've got a freebie on my website about business development that I'm like, how am I giving away free, like, helpful stuff? That's mad. There's more stuff to come on that, Instagram.
Look at this. I'm going to stop you. Look, Gabriella. Yes, JoJo, we don't know each other, but Amanda Hutchison was a guest speaker in my membership recently. I told her I'd seen her work with Creative Sass.
Aww. Thanks.
So, but that's for those of you watching that think, oh, where could I be in 12 months' time? Or have the last 12 months been really difficult for you? And you think, well, what can I do more? I think being inspired and being attached to our incredible community, all of you, allowing yourself to link arms with the people that are in our community. And it isn't that, we're all like raving evangelists. Well, we are raving evangelists because we should be raving evangelists, because I can't think of a better way to be. There's no scams here. There's no there's no like, no one's trying to be shysty. It's all, everything that we do is about this linking arms and being able to see in each other what our strengths are and lifting each other up. And I think that, the more places in the internet that are like this, that are supportive, that are loving, that allow, we allow ourselves to talk about money, and we allow ourselves to talk about abundance and wealth and health and happiness and politics and all of these things, and really meaty conversations that are uncomfortable. When we do that, we do that in love, we can only achieve great things. If you surround yourself with 5 millionaires, you become the 6th. If you surround yourself with 5 positive people, you become the 6th. If you surround yourself with 5 whoever, you become the 6th. What are you surrounding yourself with? And I think being inspired is a really great opportunity right now to start surrounding yourself, or remember to surround yourself with the people that you want to become more like.
We always, like, I say we, because it's a term I use now, festooning, is, the whole Hive and IATQB movement, Dan, just offers so much. And it's, for me, what first drew me to you is your realness, and it is real. Like I say, it isn't, we can be raving evangelists for this because it is all real. It is, the proof is in the pudding. It is all there. You just need somebody to show you the way, and you just need somebody else, like the proof is in the pudding, to see that happens. Be Inspired for me massively did what it did for me, and like I say, I'll always be an advocate for it. And even if I wasn't a speaker, I probably still would have done something like this, but being a speaker has sort of leveled me up again to a different sort of place, where I do, even now, you always say, and I see it visually, I do, you turn back and you go, come on, you're coming, nobody's getting left behind, you're coming, we're all there. And from what I did, when you said to me, you were doing the affiliate link and stuff like that, I was like, what can I do within this? With the SaaS Storms, I do SaaS Storms with people that, that's 1 hour of, let's look at your business, let's see if there's a direction that we can take you in, whether we need to get you creative with getting some cash through the door. I can't guarantee it because you've got to do the work, but I can help you with the ideas, help you with the planning, and help you with some accountability. Yeah. So, whether it's that's what I use SaaS Storms for, or whether it's, I need to create some really good content, well, we'll have a look at that and we'll do it around that. So Creative SaaS Storms for me were one of my first offerings alongside the branding. They've been really, really good for some people, and they've really picked out some of their USPs.
I've had one. So, like, when we were looking to create, like, the Not Shit Weather Map anymore, and we sat down, and you're helping us with the set design for Be Inspired. That is a creative SaaS project that we're working on together, and it's amazing what people sit down and have these SaaS Storms with you. It's it could go, my God, like buckle up, because it can go in any kind of direction. It's
It can go in any direction. They've gone in some really major ones. I always remember Louisa's. Louisa's was huge for me. Tammy Green, that was another one. Tammy Green was a big one. There's been some real moments, and I do actually get these shivers, these like fairy godmother shivers, because when the magic comes, I'm like, that's it! That's the one! I'm like, run with it! Because that's it. But because of Be Inspired, what I wanted to do when I left Be Inspired, if I wasn't a creative person, or I hadn't, I wasn't fairly good at direction and things like that, I know I would have come away from there. Like, what do I do now? What am I going to do now? So what I'm saying is, if people buy a ticket for Be Inspired, I put out there 7, because 7's my number. 7 free SAS storms for anybody that bought a ticket through my link, because what I wanted to do was, when you come away from Being Inspired, your head is going to be right, and what am I going to do? I was like, I want to be there to go, come on, got ya, let's do this. And I thought I'll put 7 out there, 7 free ones. 5 have gone already. 5 have gone. So I've got 2 of those SAS storms, and if all of those go, what I'm going to do is I'll put anybody else that buys through the link, I'll put into a drawer, and we'll pull out something else and maybe add a little something to it. But the reason I'm telling you that is because I wanted to put my money where my mouth was, and say, look, this really does work. It's really worth it. £89 plus VAT. Do you know what I mean? It's not a lot for a... and it sounds a lot to some people, because my money mindset was hard at the beginning. I didn't know where my next 30 quid was coming from.
Right.
But for what you're getting in that, we spoke about somebody who's also on the stage on day 2. I don't want to drop that bomb. That's your bomb to drop. But there is a big one on day 2 as well. And I mean, there's a lot of, even all the other speakers, there's a lot of value there.
There's a lot of learning you can do from some of the best people in the business, both speakers that have come through the Be Inspired process, and also guest speakers that I've got coming in as well. Everybody is also not just speaking on the day for those 20-minute little bursts of awesomeness. They're getting, so it's 2 full days, plus everyone is providing an additional piece of learning that you can access in the members area as well. So there are additional like mini courses, or there are additional PDF workbooks, micro books. There's all sorts of stuff that's going to be in the members area as well. So when you actually look at that £89 plus your ability, that once you've got a ticket, to become an affiliate, and then you sell 4 tickets, you've made that money back.
You've made it so accessible.
I can't think of any other way that I can have made it as accessible as possible to as many of you as possible. So if you're sat there and you're on the fence and you're thinking, oh, I'm not too sure about Being Inspired, £89 is a little bit of a stretch right now, I really implore you to take the chance, because like you say, you've got JoJo sat here, took a chance of getting in the car, driving up to Manchester from Birmingham that day, and where she is now is just absolutely phenomenal. And that was just coming to the event.
And just although the ticket was gifted in that sense, my petrol cost me my petrol, my parking, stuff like that. I still had to invest in it. And I mean, I'm all about, one of my new models that I do now is for businesses, is sort of for the next level up business that really wants to take an existing business to another level. We've spoke roughly about kind of like the Sassy 7, which is about bringing different elements, and what I've done, and about encouraging people that, it is okay to invest in your business, because actually that's what will project you forward. Sure. I had a money mind block. I had, and I'm working with all these different people that I'm like, they're trusted partner. You go and see these people, trust me, right? You haven't got to go out there and go through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people before you find somebody. I'm bringing people to you that are like, you know what? These are good people. They will treat you like I would treat you. Yeah. That's why Creative Sass was founded. Because I was sick of working and selling for people that didn't have the backup of the good service delivery and want to treat people right. Mad, Dani, mad. I feel like it's been quite sensible towards the end.
Very sensible, but I think it needs to be, because I think for all of the excitement and for all of the events that you and me together can possibly bring, it's remembering that actually that everybody who I bring to you, people that I've worked with directly,
Yeah.
who have not just been clients of mine, I've been clients of theirs. I absolutely trust every single person that's on that stage. I trust their message. You know, I couldn't put anybody in front of you all because you're my community. You're the people that I've got to hang my hat on, right? And I've got to say
Yeah.
that I can't bring anyone to you that's out of integrity. I can't bring anyone to you who I don't implicitly trust or whose message I think you absolutely should hear. Or you know, if I think about your life and your business and how it all works together, I'm talking to you at home right now. Oh, I love it. Loads of people buying their tickets right now. I'm absolutely
I've
thrilled.
just
It's
had one.
amazing, amazing, amazing. Um, so it it needs to get serious because the implications and the outcomes could be
Massive.
potentially life changing
They
for
are.
you.
Not potentially, they are.
It's not just one of those. This is not another summit. This is not another one of those things where you're like, not there's anything bad about them. They're brilliant. They're amazing. But if you've got Zoom fatigue and you are ready for something new and this fresh way of delivering it to you in the interim, please just stop what you're doing and go and get yourself a ticket. Go and get your ticket.
You'll find more of a community as well because you'll link up with other people, I think, that have been
We're
on
going
Be
to
Inspired.
create. So the day before,
Yeah.
we're going to create like a pre-party, and then we'll have a week after party as well. So you'll be able to network with everybody who's there. The chat will be up. We're delivering via Zoom in the first instance, and then everything is being recorded, edited, and put into your members area. So you'll be able to interact and network on the day. You'll be able to go into the affiliates and the attendees Facebook group where you can all network and get to know each other and what have you in there for the week after as well. So for everyone who's had that experience, they've got somewhere to go and decompress as well after the fact. So it's a real great networking opportunity as well. And again, the friendships that we make in the room on the day are
Massive.
just brilliant. They're just brilliant.
Can I just give, because I just noticed in the comments, a lot of people were saying about money mindset. This is something that I've worked on with my self-awareness strategy. Right, I'm going to give you a top tip because this hugely helped me. I'm going to give you two actually, right? The first one is the secret money mindset app on your phone. Now it'll cost you $4.99. So yeah, it's a little investment. It's like a game that you play with yourself. They deposit checks into your bank. I think I got one for $5,000 yesterday. It's not real, obviously, but it helps you. It helps you kind of just look at money in a slightly different way. It's very clever how it works. And it's really helped my money mindset. So look at that, the secret money app, you know, the secret as in the law of attraction, the secret.
Yeah.
That one. And then also what I got myself on Audible was the secret money mindset thing again. And it just, I would listen to it on Audible and it just started. Don't get me wrong, I'm nowhere near where I need to be with my money mindset. I still work on it daily, but these are techniques and little things that have helped. And we've got some amazing money mindset people in the hive as well, if you really want to go to town on it. But those two little things, huge for my money mindset, huge.
It is. It's about healing your relationship with money as well. And again, this is a whole conversation for a whole.
I know,
show.
sorry.
No, don't be sorry because it's important and it's these things that we need to have a think about as well. The only reason if everyone says to me, I've got the overnight success program, I'm working with my Power Six, all of the You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero is amazing, Pixie. It's a good listen. She's one of the tips, the exercise in her book is to leave money lying around the house, so you're just used to having it around you all the time, even if it's like a £5 note or in your bathroom cupboard, or just that money's around you all the time. And you're just okay with it being around you, and you don't think, oh, I've got to scrabble that away. You just like put money like around the house and just used to being around it.
It's your relationship.
Speaking of relationships, this was a really great exercise that I did. I really checked in with the way that I spoke to myself about money and the way that I spoke to money. And I didn't realize that actually when I spoke and felt about money, it was in fear. I was frightened I wasn't going to have enough to pay the bills. I was frightened I was not going to, everything was with fear around money. And actually, I wrote a love letter to money saying, Money, I'm so sorry for treating you like I don't want you in my life. Money, I welcome you in. I want to make space for you in my life. I want to love you. And it might sound a bit silly for those that are new to these concepts, but actually when you realize that money is an energy and it's a relationship that you have just as much as a relationship with your spouse or your kids or your mom or your dad or whatever, When you start to heal that relationship, just like with love, you welcome more of it in.
Yeah.
You welcome more of it in. Yeah, the love. I've stopped saying I can't afford it. Joe Wilson, that's a really important, like the language that we use
Yeah.
around money. Oh, I can't have that. Well, you've made it not for you. And whether
Yeah.
you think you can or you think you can't, you are right in both instances. That was another like clutch my pearls moment. If you think you can't do something, you're dead right. Guess what? If you think you can do something, guess what? So, understanding that is huge. When we find out where our money story comes from, it's like a light bulb moment. My nan
Yeah.
used to say, money is the root of all evil. It's not, though. It's the root of incredible things. So now, for example, if I sell 1,000 tickets, right, between now and the 22nd of April, I will be able to donate £10,000 to the Flying Away Foundation. Don't tell me money's the root of all evil. Money is a key that you can use, and money is a magnifier, right?
Yeah.
So if you're not a nice person, money will make you more not nice. If you're a good person, you can do more good with that money. It's
Exactly.
so funny.
And
It's so
money
funny.
for everybody does grow on trees. I'm just telling you that. Because it does. It's paper. Literally, you just have a different relationship. It's a constant work for me, a definite constant work. And, especially when things might be hard. Going into January, coming out of Christmas, I made a really conscious decision. In fact, I just had a light bulb. I made a conscious decision over Christmas to take some time off because I had worked my arse off with the business. And then I started over Christmas, starting panicking, thinking, oh my God, is the money going to come back? I've lost my momentum. Shit. And then I stopped myself, had a word with myself, put myself on the naughty step and was like, come on, you know better than this. And then the minute I changed that, it started to roll again. This month, I took some time away to work on the business rather than in the business.
Yeah.
And I wasn't out there actively. And I started to feel that a little bit again. But I made that decision to do it. So I'm like, I'm having a two-way conversation with myself. And then once I had that conversation again, hold on a minute, you know what's happening. You recognise this. It's about being aware. And that's what Sassy's about, self-awareness strategy. Put those techniques in with yourself.
You're not sorry. You're Sassy, not sorry. We could talk for so long about this, and I know you guys are here for the conversation. Joe will be back on the show. JoJo will be back on the show in the not too distant future for more creative sass, either if she's taking the helm and co-hosting and stepping in for me as a dep, or whether she's coming on as a guest in the not too distant future. But for the time being, please do go and check her out on Instagram, Creative Sass. Check her out. Just tag her in the hive. She's in the hive. If you need anything, please do reach out to her. JoJo, thank you so much for joining
Can
me.
I just say Creative Sass, CREATIV, no E, because there's no E on the end of Joe, SAS.
Right.
And I've got one final parting message. Show up, rise up, rise up. It's simple.
Oh, Joe.
Can we get a selfie?
Oh man, let's do it. Are you ready?
Hold on.
Oh, that's me.
You can't get me. I'm missing. Right there.
That is too big. I have to stand back. Have you got it?
Yeah.
Right, do a smile. Right, you lot. Have a lovely, lovely Thursday today. JoJo, I love you. I'll speak to you later on anyway. That is the incredible JoJo Smith. What a force of nature. What a brilliant show this morning. It's the kind of energy that we want on a Thursday. Sliding into the DMs of the Easter weekend. You guys are amazing. I love you so much. Go and get your tickets. It's lovely to see my emails popping off with loads of you getting your tickets right now. Go and get your tickets to be inspired. You will absolutely not regret it. I am so excited to see who's going to get involved. I'm so excited to see who's going to be in the audience. I am not sorry for the next 3 weeks, banging the Be Inspired drum. If as many of you as possible get behind this, I know that we are going to be helping as many of you as we possibly can, especially as we bridge the gap into the new normal. Into what is, we can't hug in rooms just yet. We can't wait till June before we can have that sense of community, that real champagne popping moment, and also all of that incredible education, entertainment, information, all of that awesome stuff. Get your tickets now. If you go to Instagram, and you go to the link in my bio. It's the top link there. Go and get your ticket to be inspired. We're joined by the gorgeous Josephine tomorrow. See you in the morning. She's excited. I'm excited. Josephine Ellel is joining us in the morning. We're going to be talking about finding your voice. Right, my loves, have an incredible day. I love you. And see you tomorrow for the Short Wise It Rise Up.